Craig and I ended up living in LA at the same time and decided to jam and play music again.
It started off as a sort of a tribute or an homage to Earth. And so it's like, okay, well, we're Sunn, you know, playing in the vein of Earth. And then, yes, it was our amplifier of choice. Steven and I have been friends for a really long time, and we're on the same page with aesthetic and tone. With Sunn, we really try to have our expectations always pretty, low or non-existent, because it's really cool to have things just happen. We almost were not going to play live. We did 1 week of shows in England supporting Goatsnake. I couldn't handle it, so I basically hid behind the amps. I spent the entire tour behind the amps. I was having a hard time getting into the mindset that I wanted and kind of just trancing out and going in with the sound, because I was kind of a little bit too worried with what the audience was thinking. And Steve's sister is a seamstress, and she had this idea of like, I can make you guys these robes.
The idea was kind of actually birthed by Julian Cope. He wrote about one of our records and went off on the Druid trip and the megalithic aspect of one way of looking at sound and riffs. The purpose of those robes is to sort of bring all the players onto the same playing field.
We wanted it to be like more like just sort of an event. We had this idea, it was like, let's make it a subsonic ritual.
It creates a sense of ceremony between the players beyond playing music together.
We're at Avast Studios in Seattle, Washington. What are we doing here?
Now mixing, Greg drunken, Steven workaholic. Sorry, once again.
We decided to make a record with Boris, who is a Japanese artist that we have a lot of respect for. A lot of bands, when they do this kind of thing, it's like, oh, I've got this finished song, here's how it goes. This was actually like a really true collaborative effort.
Yeah, your ideas and our ideas together create new idea.
That was the most in-depth collaboration we actually have done.
No rehearsals at all. We went into the studio, sat in a room together, conceptualized, wrote, and then recorded a record.
There would be someone who would sort of like plant the seed and sort of take the reins and guide it, but there's opportunity for anyone to sort of step into that position. We maybe ran through the idea for 20 minutes and then it was like, boom, it's on tape. Letting the sound be the directive. It's kind of like this ball of clay that we created, and then when we went and did the mixing, we actually even kind of molded it more. Why don't we try starting it with the vocals and the guitars right off the bat, and then the bass comes in. What do you think?
Check it out. Try it.
Instead of having it come in with guitars for a while, and then the vocals, have the vocals and guitars started.
What's your favorite part of this collaboration so far?
Steven's piano.
Is this good to do this interview now when we're both drunk?
I think we're on camera right now.
See, that's why.
We invited Kim to play some music on our record.
So why are we here? What's your involvement?
My involvement? Why am I here? I grew up in Seattle, so it's kind of like a homecoming to me.